Welcome to another episode of the Modern Hotelier, hospitality's most engaged podcast. We're here at HITEC. And Steve, who do we have on the program?
David, today we have on Dan Bell, the VP of Hotels and Resorts. Thanks for sitting down with us, Dan. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Agilysys booth at HITEC 2025.
Wonderful booth. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
Great booth, great activity this week. We're super excited to be here and look forward to another productive day.
So Dan, we're going to go through a lightning round of some quick questions. We're going to dive into your personal background, your career, and then we're going to jump into some industry topics. Sound
Perfect.
good?
Sounds perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right. What's something you wish you were better at?
Something I wish I was better at, I would say I would lead with golf. I love the sport, just hasn't come naturally to me. I keep working at it, but I keep getting worse. So
That's good. What's the most used app on your phone?
I would say Lyft. Just with all the traveling I'm doing, I'm constantly using it, constantly getting from point A to point B, and love the lovely utilization of it.
What's a luxury you can't live without?
Oh boy, I'm glad you're asking me and not my wife. I would say staying in nice hotels.
Okay.
Used to go backpacking quite a bit as a kid, but now it's 4 or 5 star hotels.
You could trade places with anyone for a day. Who would you trade places with?
Wow, I would say anybody that plays for the New York Yankees. Aaron Judge would come to mind.
Yeah, it's a good time
it's
to
my
do that.
lifelong career ambition is to play for the Yankees and center field in particular.
All right. What's the best piece of advice you've received?
Wow, I would say steady as you go, be patient, but be persistent and work towards goals on a yearly basis. I give that advice to my kids all the time.
All right. What's your favorite city and why?
Favorite city, Sorrento, Italy. Why? It's where my wife and I honeymooned a few years back. Just great memories of that city, the Amalfi Coast, the people, hotels, everything that went along with it.
That was great. So now we're going to get into your background a little bit.
Sure.
You grew up in Easton, Pennsylvania, is that correct?
I did, yes.
How did growing up in Easton shape you into who you are today?
A very blue-collar city, I would say. Known for Larry Holmes, the fighter, known for Benny and Smith crayons, known for Dixie Cup back in the day. But
Wow.
a lot of my friends, relatives, neighbors worked for one of those companies. My dad worked for a power company there called Metropolitan Edison, but just very much a strong work ethic area. And David, you would know this being from Philadelphia as well.
That's great. So you graduated from Penn State with a degree in speech, communication, and business. What made you decide to go to Penn State in those degrees?
Yeah, good question. I didn't start there. That's where I finished. I started in Parks and Recreation. You never know where your paths lead. I got interested in speech communication, getting in front of groups. The business degree was in part because of that time of my life. There was a recession, and I figured Parks and Recreation wasn't going to be it. Got into business, coupled with speech, and I think it served me well over the years.
Absolutely. So one of your top places on your travel bucket list is Spain.
Yes.
What makes Spain top of your bucket list, and anything specific you're looking to do there?
Yeah, it's one of those places I haven't been. It's one of those places that many friends and colleagues have told me they've gone to and loved. Barcelona in particular. I've heard super things with the hotels, the dining, the sports. All of that is super appealing to me.
That's great. That's great. So now we're going to dive into your career, how you got to be at Agilysys. So you were a longtime Micros Oracle employee, and you worked your way up to Group VP of North America in hotels and sports and entertainment. What did those early days teach you that you still take with you today?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I don't know if we have enough time for me to go through my whole career today, but it's a great question. And I was just speaking with one of our colleagues about it today. When I first started in the industry, I was selling point of sale solutions to restaurants, implementing them, supporting them at night, the whole 9 yards. So it really helped me learn the products, learn the business as well, and understanding restaurants and how technology can be applied to those operations.
So before Agilysys, you were at Shiji and Toast.
Correct.
What brought you to Agilysys?
Yeah, well, if you see the screen behind me, there's a plethora of products. I think it's the company's commitment to the industry. This is what we do. It's all we do. We're not diluted into other industries like retail and sports and entertainment. We're focused and growing in hotels and resorts. And this is really my passion. It's where I want to be. And I like the whole end-to-end story that Agilysys can tell. It's not one segment of the business, but it's everything. And so we've got plenty of our own products, but we're also very happy to partner with others. We understand hotel companies have other choices that they've made and they're invested in. So we can play with them, or we can continue to add products from our own company as well.
Sure. So for those that might not be as familiar with Agilysys, I'm sure they heard the name in the industry,
Sure.
but can you explain a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah, I think we're still somewhat of a well-kept secret in the hotel and resort industry. You know, we're known back historically within casinos. We're in food service management, but I think the appeal to me here is our passion for guest service. Since I've been here, we've added over a dozen new sales executives, account executives. These are people that are experienced in the industry. We have over 1,500 development staff in the industry. We have a customer advisory board. So we want to understand what customers' challenges are. How do we solve them? Oftentimes in sales meetings, I'm out with development staff as well. They want to listen, learn, understand what's driving the industry or where there may be gaps, and then how do we solve that with our staff.
And so what sets Agilysys apart from other technology companies?
Yeah, I think it's the focused commitment on the industry. It's our products and services that we provide. Services is another huge aspect of our business that we're constantly iterating on. Either we do a full implementation, it's hybrid, we can teach the customer how to do it, we can do it remotely. So we're always learning, how to do that better. And there's small projects, there's medium-sized projects, and there's large resort projects. So everyone looks different. Each one has their own personality.
That's great. So now we're going to move on to industry thoughts. What measurable gains in revenue, operational efficiency, and guest experience are forward-thinking hospitality leaders achieving through the adoption of a more modern integrated technology?
Yeah, I think it's always good to start with any IT project with where are we, where do we want to be, how do we get there, and what are the gaps, in between that need to be solved for. And we're very collaborative and working with our customers along those lines. I think it's also good to have measurements along the way, right? What are the compelling measurements that we want to achieve during the project, after the project, 3 months, 6 months after the project? What can we do better? I think a good example is we did some work with a company called Little River Casino in Michigan. We integrated our Versa product with our IG point of sale solution, spa, golf, so that resort can understand where is their guest on property at any given point in time. They could be playing golf and have a reservation in the restaurant. They're worried about making their reservation. Well, we can see where they are. They may be tied up, so the restaurant can hold their table, move their table, whatever they need to do to satisfy that guest, so that when they arrive to have their dining experience, they had a good round of golf and now they can relax and have dinner as well.
Can you speak about how localized end-to-end support is driving success?
Yeah, this is big for us and a big investment that we've made. I mentioned about the account executives that we've hired. They're all in place in their territories. I think it's one of those things that we as IT providers need to recognize that we're not developing solutions for IT geeks like us.
Right.
We're developing solutions for employees of hotels and restaurants and their guests. We have guest driving solutions as well that we want to make it easy for them. And then we want to measure that along the way. How are we doing against service level performance? What's exciting to me is I've always said, and I've been a lifelong salesperson or sales leader, but the hard part starts when we start the implementation. And that's where I get personally gratified by seeing customers utilize the solutions that we put out there and help them grow their business and thrive.
So Dan, where do you see the hospitality industry headed when it comes to post-sales service?
Yeah, this is crucial to me. As I mentioned, there's the selling part of things, but the support part of it is extremely important. And we've got a fantastic support organization, 7x24 service. We measure SLAs. We have quarterly business reviews with our larger accounts. We always want to understand, how did things go? Maybe what's not working. We're not perfect. It's technology in harsh environments at times, especially in the restaurant space. And we want to make sure that we're serving them well and doing a great job by their standards. And we measure this, net promoter scores, other different ways, but it's never finished. It's not a transactional business. It's not start and stop. It's start and iterate through.
100%.
So how critical is 100% focus on hospitality when evaluating tech providers? And what advantages does that singular commitment offer over vendors serving multiple industries?
Yeah, I think it's crucial, and it's a big reason why I'm here at Agilysys is our focus on this industry, especially when it comes to hotels and resorts. We're investing in people, we're investing in product innovation. I mentioned the development staff that we've got of over 1,500 developers in our India Development Center. And then this professional services, support, all that goes along with that. I think if you take away that focus, you dilute the products. And we want to focus in our development on this industry, in addition to our casino and food service management. But hotels, at this point, near and dear to my heart, what I'm responsible for, it's what I'm focused on.
That's great. So Dan, we've been asking you the questions this whole time. This is where we're going to turn the tables and let you ask David and I a question.
If you had a choice of where you'd want to go and best hotel experience that you've had, where would you say that's been?
Well,
and why?
I would say I would like to answer it where my bucket list is, and I have not been to Italy.
Nice.
And so I would ask someone who's been to Italy like you, and I would say, tell me where to go and what to do. I've just had so many great hotel experiences. I'm looking now kind of as I'm grayer and grayer, finding those spots I haven't been to that I really want to make sure I get to.
Do it. Happy to help.
Absolutely. So one of my favorite properties that I've been to is the Lafayette in San Diego.
Nice.
Great concept, a lot of focus on food and beverage, and the people there were incredible. One property that I really is on my bucket list is the Imam property, specifically the one in Utah. It just looks, the aesthetics look incredible, and it's obviously a high-end luxury resort, which I would enjoy, I feel like. So,
awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, those are mine.
So that does it for another episode of the Modern Hotelier. So Dan, this is where you get to let people know how they can connect with you, how they can find out more about Agilysys.
Yeah, very easy, agilysys.com or dan.bell@agilysys.com. Happy to turn you over to anybody, on our team that can facilitate. The great thing here is we've got from Ramesh, our CEO, all the way down to everybody working in the company. We're super focused on the industry. Easy to find. If you have any trouble, reach out to me directly.
That's great. Well, that does it for another episode of the Modern Hotelier, hospitality's most engaged podcast. Whether you're watching or listening, we appreciate you and hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
So this right here is Agilysys Versa. It's our modern property management system, really easy to use, intuitive. Our main navigation right here is at the top, and then we have our main dashboard, really clean layout here, and very customizable throughout the application. So we have some very important widgets here, where key performance indicators from our operator perspective, just seeing how our hotel is doing occupancy-wise, what our average daily rate, how our housekeeping team is doing, our total arrivals and departures, all things that matter to a hotel operator. Again, this is also customizable, highly customizable from a user perspective. Things can be moved around to a user's preference. Things that can move around are these widgets right here, just a drag and drop, and then they can customize it to their liking. And then next I'll go into reservations right here. We have our reservations list, and then it'll take you guys into a reservation. So our reservation displayed right here, all the important information to a operator, the payment details, the market segmentation codes, their folio, and their action buttons right there on the right-hand side. Modules that we include are reservations, housekeeping. We include the maintenance module, accounting, of course, all your night audit reports. And then transition to what we're really, really excited about is what we call the intelligent guest profile. So with the intelligent guest profile, it's like the holy grail profiles in the PMS world or in the hotel world. And what we've really done over the past couple of years is really focus on this intelligent, what we call the intelligent guest profile, where we're aggregating all the data, and it's really important to hoteliers. And so right here, we have Frank and we can track the lifetime revenue, how many nights he's total stayed with us, his dining, spa reservations, things that are really important to hotel operators. We got it all in one single profile, and then along with that, it is available across all our PMS products. So not only the hotel, but a spa, golf, activities, and dining too as well. So things that you can see on their profile, right, along with their data, is like their guest preferences, right? So Frank likes a soft mattress with a sea view, high floor, and we can see that right there at our fingertips. We can also see like a complete itinerary, current, past, and future of when he's gonna be staying with us. In addition to that, we can see, right, the recency, frequency of how many times he stayed with us, his lifetime trips, and of course his preferences. And we can actually see related profiles like his family members that are along staying with us. In addition to that, we can also see if there's any survey, if he's completed any surveys, we'll be able to see this from this, what we call for the intelligent guest profile. So right here on Frank's profile too, on the recency, frequency, and monetary tab, we can see how much he is of value to the property in terms of hotel, in terms of spa, golf, dining, and other activities at the hotel. Over on the right-hand side, we can see how many times he's frequented our property, the lifetime trips with total bookings, right, his average length of stay, which is really important data to a property, right? So we can curate, communication to that guest and bringing him back to the property. Scrolling a little bit further, we can see like his average daily rate with us, his average daily revenue, and actually a total 360 view of his total lifetime spent with us, as you can see here. So really nicely laid out, things that matter to a hotel. And that really solves a lot of problems for hotels when they have multiple systems and gathering all that data into one, where now is that within the Agilysys ecosystem, we can look at the profile and gather all the data from our products into one single intelligent guest profile. So the other important advantage of Agilysys Versa is in a single pane of glass, we can not only add a hotel room, but we can also add a spa appointment, a golf tee time, activities that the property has any, such as like horseback riding or jet skiing, and also dining reservations. So for a hotelier, be able to do that, and also just from a single application, it's really important and beneficial and efficient. So as you can see right here, I'm still in the Versa PMS application, but when I click on add-ons, I can come over here and look what available times are for a spa. I can look at available tee times. So, right, if I'm at the front desk as an agent, I can actually speak to guests. Your guest comes over to the front desk, is asking, hey Jay, is there any available times for a spa appointment for my wife? I can actually do that. The employee doesn't have to call the other department like the spa or the golf pro shop to see that. They can actually have the power to be able to do that right from Versa. So right here, I'm just kind of showing you that when I click on the spa, I can look at available tee times and I can book that and add that for the guest right then and there. I can look at the golf tee times in there and I can add a golf tee time for that guest, for him and his son. I can book in activities should they choose to, and book a yoga session, book a horseback riding right within the Versa. I'm not leaving another application. And then lastly, I can also book dining reservation. Putting it all together right here, I have Frank. And as you can see here on the right-hand side, I can have his hotel, his spa, tee times all set, and then complete and book that itinerary. So really the advantage, one of the differentiators of Agilysys Versa is to be able to do that all from one single application.
You made it to the end of the Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.